Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana. Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana. Yamunatira Vanachari. Yamunatira Vanachari. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacharya Ashtotara Shata Srimad Esi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Granthra Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. So today is our Saturday program. It used to be on Sunday. Now we'll have it Saturday evening. Every Saturday evening, we'll discuss theme topics from Bhagavad Gita. Today, the topic is material and spiritual happiness. What is Bhagavad Gita's teaching on that? Okay. Mangalacharan. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatadeshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Someone broke. Congregation. Who is it? Congregation. Okay, so Hare Krishna, the topic is material and spiritual happiness. Okay, now why are we talking about happiness? First of all, why should we do that? Why are we talking about happiness? And why is everyone searching for happiness? And people take advantage of that. He's looking for happiness. Show him that by buying this, you'll be happy. Or by doing that, you'll be happy. You want happiness? Come here. Come to Goa. Rent a hotel room. You'll be happy. It's marketable. People want us to be happy. Okay, now question is, why aren't we happy? This is the first thing. Okay, before searching. After that, okay, the answer is that first of all, we don't have happiness. That's why we are searching. Yeah, no one's happy. Who's happy? I'm seeing your faces. So it's not. Don't worry, you're not alone. This is Kali Yuga. This is the situation. So why aren't we happy? Okay, why aren't we happy? We have to analyze that. Okay. It's important that we take a scientific approach and understand this point. Okay, that why is it that I am engaged in seeking happiness? Why don't I have it already? Before I begin the search and I start to ask him and you, how can I be happy? This book will tell you, this person or this whatever, happiness, how it will come. Put outside like it's on. Okay. So now why do we have to seek happiness? Okay, that's the question. I don't have time, isn't it? We are busy. We have work. Okay. We have so many things to do, and now I have to seek happiness. We don't have time. We are so busy. So let's solve the problem. Okay. That's why we have to seek this happiness. There is something wrong with this system of life. There's something wrong because I have to seek something which I do not have. Why don't I have it? Whatever system we have of life, of civilization, it should have sorted out these issues, but it did not. There's something missing. It's incomplete, so-called civilization or way of life. We have to analyze it. We have to analyze this before getting on the wild chase for happiness. Now, Bhagavad Gita says, first of all, before we're seeking this and that happiness, first understand who am I, okay? So Bhagavad Gita says that we are souls. We are souls. The Upanishad says, Aham Brahmasmi. I am soul, I am spiritual by nature. Okay, that is the first thing, okay? And it says that we are part of Krishna. Krishna says in Gita, Mama evangsha jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. The living entities in this material world are my eternal fragmental parts. They're part of me, but they broke away. But eternally they're part of me. They cannot break away actually, but that relation became covered. Okay, so this is another thing Bhagavad Gita says, we are souls and we are actually part of Krishna. Okay, so Krishna has different qualities. One of them is Anandamaya Abhyasa. He's always happy. You'll never hear or see Krishna seeking happiness. He's always happy. The nature of Krishna is Anandamaya Abhyasa. He's always in an ocean of great bliss, happiness. And his happiness doesn't depend on anything outside. Our happiness depends on how much is in my, what is my bank balance? And what am I doing tonight? Where am I going to seek that happiness? Coming. So my happiness depends on what I'm doing and where I am. And what is my material situation? My happiness depends on that. Okay? But Krishna's happiness doesn't depend on that. You can come in front. It's squashed. You can come forward. He's squashed behind you. No, I'm just saying he's to be comfortable. Okay. So Krishna's quality is, one is happy, Ananda. And to be happy, he doesn't have to do anything. My point. Krishna doesn't need to do anything to be happy. He's always happy. Another word is Atmananda. Atmananda means that Atma means self. That Krishna is always happy on his own. Sorry. He is always happy on his own. Atmananda. So again, that for me to be happy, I have to start adjusting my material situation. Maybe job, work, friends, or something. That my happiness depends on these things. But for Krishna, it does not. He's always happy. This we understand from Shastra. Okay? That he's always happy. And Atmananda means his happiness comes from himself. He doesn't depend on it. Okay? So Krishna is always Ananda. As conditioned soul, as souls who are part of Krishna, we also have these qualities that Krishna has. We have the same qualities. We are not God, we are godly. He's God, but we are godly. By nature, we are spiritual beings. And we have qualities of Krishna, but in a minute part. So if you want to understand yourself, you have to know God, know Krishna. All right, so as conditioned soul in Sanskrit is Baddhajiv, souls who are covered in Maya, souls who are covered by this material energy, not knowing our spiritual nature, not knowing our relation to God. This is called conditioned soul. That we forgot our spiritual nature. Okay. And so that forgetfulness is due to this material energy. Krishna has three energies: internal, external, marginal. In Sanskrit, Antaranga Shakti, Bahiranga Shakti, Tatastha Shakti. So, Antaranga Shakti, spiritual energy of God, is what the whole of Vaikuntha is made from. You can see this chart. It's depicting material world, spiritual world. So the spiritual world, Vaikuntha, is made of the internal energy, spiritual energy of Krishna. Then material world is made of matter, jada, matter, material. It's a different substance. Third is tatastha shakti, marginal potency. That means the jiva, us, we souls are called marginal. Tatastha. Tata means edge or bank of a river. Tata, tata or edge. Because we are on the edge of matter and spirit. Either we can become covered by spirit or covered by matter. Covered by spirit, we are liberated. That's the normal condition. When we're covered by matter, Maya, then we forget our spiritual nature. That is us in this material world. We are called Jiva Bhuta. Jiva Bhuta means souls who are conditioned. So we are living in this world, but no one here knows that they are souls. No one here understands that we are eternal servant of Krishna. Nobody knows that we are actually spirit beings. So through spirit, we can be happy. So we don't have this knowledge. This is the problem. We are in this material world. We are covered by the material energy. And so now we lost our identity. We lost our spiritual quality. So now we have to seek them out. Seek it. By nature, soul is Sat Chit Anand. Shastra says. Krishna himself, Ishwar Parama Krishna Satchid Ananda Vigraha Anadi Radir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. The Supreme Krishna, Ishwar Parama Krishna, it says that there are many controllers. Ishwar, controller. But Parama Ishwar, the Supreme Controller is Krishna. Ishwar Parama Krishna Satchid Ananda Vigraha. Vigraha means form. Supreme God has a form. Not energy, not a light. He has a form. And that form is not like my form. Many people, either they deny God has a form, or they cannot understand, or they reject, because then we think of a body like this, which is limited, becoming old, becoming pain, mosquito bites, But that is not Krishna's body. It's not like that. His body is Sat Chit Ananda Vigraha. Vigraha means his form, body, is Sat Chit Anand, full of happiness, eternal, and full of knowledge. Sat Chit Anand. Because we are part of Krishna, we have the same quality in a minute quality. We are also Sat Chit Anand. Sat means we are eternal. Actually, we never die. Bhagavad Gita says, Na jayate mriyate va kadachin. Atma does not die. What dies? Body dies. Body, soul never dies. Bhagavad Gita says, Na jayate, he's not born. So how can he die? Na jayate mriyate va kadachin. He's never born, he never dies. Na bhutva bhavita va na bhuyaha. He never comes into being. That means he never starts existing. He was always existing. Ajo shashvatam nityamayam purano. He's ever existing. Shashvat, ajo shashvatam nityam, eternal, Purana. He's the oldest. So Jiva is never born, he's never died. He always exists. Why? Because Jiva is servant of God, Krishna. And Krishna is always existing. So the servant is always existing. Okay, but because we came to this material world, we left the shelter of Krishna in Vaikuntha. We fell down, came to this world. This is a Shastra explaining that we became covered by Maya Shakti. That Maya Shakti, material energy, covered us. Now we lost our identity, we lost our happiness, eternality, everything. And now begins the search for knowledge, search for eternality, search for happiness. Happiness, knowledge, Satchidanand, Asat, Niranand, Achit. We don't have these things. Actually, we have them, but they're covered. They're covered by the material energy, by Maya. Krishna says this Maya Shakti, it's covering everyone. Sarva Bhuta Samoham Sargayanti Param Tapa. Everyone in this material world is born into illusion. All of us are illusion. Because this material world is illusion, we are present here. Krishna cannot become illusion because everything is under him, even the Maya Shakti. He can never become illusion, but because we are small, we can become illusion. The analogy is given in Srimad Bhagavatam Bhagavad Purana, that like a fire is burning, and that fire will not go out. It's burning. But sometimes there's a crackle, and then a spark comes out of the fire. You've seen that? Oh, city boys, you'll never see a fire unless you visit the village. So sometimes there's a crackle, then sparks come out of the fire. Then what happens? Do they burn? They go off because they get covered by the air. Wind blows it out. So similarly, we are small sparks. We can come under Maya. This is the problem. Krishna cannot come under Maya. He's not. So now, as I said, that we came into the material world and we became covered by this Maya. So now we lost these things. Now we have to seek it. So much traffic on the road. Huh? What are they doing? They're seeking happiness. Stop anybody. Where are you going? I'm going to my work. Why? I need money. Why you need money? Because I have to buy this and that. Why do you want to buy that? To be happy. Or in the sky, you hear planes are going. So ask them, you're in the plane. Yeah, where are you going? I'm going to that place. Why are you going? To be happy. Or because I have to do this and that and something. And why don't you do that? Why don't you leave it? No, then I'll not be happy. We are seeking happiness. Actually, we're all seeking happiness. We may or not know it. Not only happiness, we are seeking eternality. Everyone will avoid death. By nature, no one wants to die. Because why is that? Because Atma is not meant to die. It's something unnatural for us to die, to end existence. Actually, we don't die. Our body dies only. Jatasya hi dhruva mrityur, dhruva jan mritasya cha. One who's born is sure to die. One who's died is sure to be born. This is Bhagavad Gita. Sure to be born again. So we are in this artificial position. And what is material life? Simply the pursuit of happiness. Try to understand that we are born in this world, living, studying, getting job, whatever we are doing. Actually, we're just seeking happiness. We are just trying to adjust our situation to maintain the happiness. But this material world is called ashashvatam. Ashashvatam means nothing is permanent. There will always be change. Jiva does not like that. We don't like change. We like the same thing, be in the same place, but there'll be a change. Change of government, change of job, change of manager, friends changing, taxes changing. Change comes and we become disturbed. Jiva is a shashvat. So we are always in our material life is trying to adjust our balance to again be happy. So this is material life. So now I'm seeking that happiness. I'm seeking that happiness I missed. This is the problem. So now we are analyzing it. First of all, that, okay, there is happiness, I'm looking for it. First of all, what is it? Now we analyze that actually this happiness is something we should be having, but we're not having. So something is wrong. What is wrong? Bhagavad Gita is the root of, it is the scripture containing all knowledge. Krishna says that. It can solve all the problems, but we have to know how to read it and understand in such a way, and we can solve problems. But now, what you may think are problems are not really problems. This is the thing. The real problem is outlined in Gita, that the jiva lost his connection to God. And he's in this world, in Hindi we say bhatakna. He's just roaming around, different country, different city, different job, trying to be happy. Okay. Krishna, what about Krishna? Krishna himself is in Goloka. He's in the topmost planet. With who? With his devotees. We were there also. Initially, we were with Krishna. We were with the devotees of Krishna, and we were enjoying different relations with Krishna, as a friend, as a parent, as a lover. This is explained in Shastra. Madhurya rasa, Vatsalya rasa, Shanta rasa, Dasya rasa. Just like Mother Yashoda is in a relation of mother. Okay, then Balaram is in a relation of friend or brother. And like that, we have different relations with God. So in material world, in spiritual world, there's no word like happiness. There's no word because it's happy. Just like in the ocean, there'll be no word like wet, getting wet. There's water is everywhere. So actually that happiness is always there. Krishna is engaged in his Leela in the past times. We are also there with him. And that is our original constitutional position. We are in the pastime Leela of Krishna. Okay? And there we are so happy. But because we fell down here, we have some vague memory that there is a situation where I can be happy, everything can be nice, and we are looking for that. But we don't have knowledge of God now. We are covered. Knowledge of God has been covered. But we are thinking that I have to come to that situation where everybody is nice, there's no fighting, there's no sadness, there's no enviousness, no greed, no bad qualities, just good people, good environment, and all the prosperity, whatever I need is there. So that is what people are seeking in this world. That's why we keep electing new people and they keep cheating us. I'll do it, I'll do it, he'll do it, I'll vote for him. But it's not working. But everyone wants that, but they don't want God. Everyone came here to escape God. We were once serving Krishna, but we thought, let me serve myself. So we descended to this material world. So now there's a saying that everyone wants the kingdom of God, but without God. It won't happen. As long as we are not connected to God, there'll be problems because we'll never be happy. If we're never happy, we'll be disturbed with ourselves, then we'll disturb other people. Crime, terrorism, immorality, social instability, so many problems, and we're trying to solve them one by one. Let's organize a special investigative committee. How are we going to solve the problem? Government organize a panel. Let us put some experts. Okay, how to solve the crime problem? More police, technology, drones, network the police, put more on the street. The country with the most police in the world, it has the biggest crime, America. And the largest number of people in jail in America, percentage of the population. Can technology remove crime? No. Can technology remove happiness? Which is the highest suicide rate in the world? Japan. Correct. Japan. The highest technology. Did they solve it? No. Technology cannot stop our sadness. Neither can any person or man. We have to go to the root. The root cause is we are disconnected from God. That is our natural position, to be engaged in loving service with God. So now we are seeking happiness. And Bhagavad Gita is saying, in this world, people are seeking happiness. How? Through the body. They don't have knowledge about God. So all of us are here. We have 5 senses. I can use my senses: skin, eyes, ear, tongue. I can get happiness. Greatest happiness in material life is sex, which is simply, you can say, skin. That is skin, based on skin. Then watching movies, eating good food. Okay. So now people, due to ignorance, that I'll get my happiness by coming to God, they're thinking I'll be happy by the body. Now, what does Bhagavad Gita say about that? Very clearly. Yehi samsparcha ja bhoga dukkha yonaya evate adi antavanta kaunteya nateshu ramate buddhaha. Buddhaha means intelligent people. Always the grammar is in Sanskrit that the translation comes opposite. So buddhaha, intelligent people, nateshu ramate, they will never seek happiness in senses uniting with sense objects, which is a fancy word for sense gratification, sense enjoyment. The soul, who is intelligent and trapped in this body, he will never seek happiness based on the body. Why? Dukkha yonaya evate. Because Bhagavad Gita says, actually that is suffering, it's not happiness. Because of being illusion, I'm thinking my happiness will come from this body, and I'm spending money and time to get that happiness. But Bhagavad Gita says, no, that won't happen, because dukkha yonaya, that is suffering. Why? Adi antavanta kaunteya, Arjun. Speaking to Arjun, Adi antavanta. That means that happiness that comes from the body is temporary. It's in the word in Sanskrit, kshanik, kshana. Second, it's less than 1 second. There's a lava, kshana, and like that there's 5 which are less than 1 second. So lava is like 1/12 of a second. Kshana is like 1/100 of a second. The happiness that comes from the body is temporary. Why should I get a temporary happiness? Why don't I get a permanent, eternal, deep happiness? But the happiness coming from the body, not only it's temporary, but very shallow. I spend time and money looking for that happiness. When it comes, it just comes and goes, and I'm back to square one. We plan, movies come, we're going to see a movie. Yeah, we'll see the movie. So we're planning, we get the ticket, we're looking forward, we sit in the cinema, movies come, movie finished, ending. Now go home. Now tomorrow back, I'll go to work, tomorrow I go to college, and this and this and that, and all the mood goes. When you come out, we enter the cinema hall with happiness, come out a little bit dull, back to the reality. That was, we treat the mind, I'm there, I'm in the movie, I'm not in Bangalore, I'm somewhere, I'm in that, but we're not. Then we come out, I'm back here. So that is one way of happiness. And another is food, eating. Basically, it's temporary. It's temporary and it's not so much. We need ocean of happiness. We need ocean, a lot of happiness, but we're not getting it. So Bhagavad Gita is defining. This is one verse of Gita, explaining very deeper than any psychology book or person, that the happiness on the material platform is a source of sadness. Okay, so actually material happiness is a kind of illusion. In what sense? Is that it's not really happiness. You may say, no, I'm happy. That is like have you seen a drunkard? He's happy. Have you seen? They're so happy. But it's not happiness. You have to tell him, hey, you have to get up, you're on the floor. You're on the middle of the road. Can you get up? I'm happy. I'm so happy. You're not happy. You're drunk. You think you're happy, but you're in a suffering condition. You better leave the road now. Go home. So we think we're happy. Material happiness. It's cheating that we're happy. And the proof is that thing that gives us happiness, next second is giving sadness. Same thing. Now it's hot. Cold water is so nice. And wait for winter. What happens? Same cold water is suffering. So what happened? Is that happiness? Same thing, become happy, become sadness. Okay, another thing is, now I'm going to go a little technical scientific. Okay, sorry, I don't want to spoil your fun, but if you learn the technique, you can get deeper happiness. So you have to understand. When we say we are enjoying, I'm eating something, it's tasty, it's enjoying. Okay, what is feeling happy? Who can say? Huh? Tongue. Okay, saying tongue is happy. Okay, now I'm eating something, tongue is happy. Okay, actually, what is the tongue? What is it made of? Flesh. Tongue is just flesh. How can flesh enjoy? How? It's a piece of flesh. Cannot really enjoy. Okay, and sight. What about sight? I see something nice, I want to look. Actually, some light is entering. That light is getting formed in the retina at the back. Then the mind is processing. This is that thing. Oh, I want to see. It's just light. Okay, but we don't think like that at that moment. So what is really going on? Actual enjoyment is in the mind. First of all, I'll tell you. All our five senses, actual enjoyment is in the mind. That's first point. Second, it's not really enjoyment. It's just the illusory energy programming you. Okay, now you're enjoying, now you're not. Now it's enjoyment. Okay, eat this. A pig. Pig, what does pig eat? What we reject. Pig eats stool. So the pig body is programmed. This is tasty, and he's eating. But you're looking, this is not tasty. Why are you eating? But the eating stool, actually the pig is very happy. He'll not eat our food. He's enjoying. But that is not a source of enjoyment. Then you can understand that enjoyment he's programmed to enjoy that. That is the body of the pig. Then the body of the snake, he's programmed to enjoy something else. I'm programmed, you see, all of us also. Some people from North, South India, East India, we have different foods. So we are programmed to enjoy. Actually, we've been programmed, the body is programmed like that. But is it really happiness? No, Maya Shakti gave us a body depending on our past life and desire, and programmed that, okay, you enjoy like this because you wanted to. So we programmed you, okay, enjoy now like that. So actually, material happiness does not exist. It's not existing. It is very temporary, it is shallow, and ultimately it's illusion. It's not there. Okay, Bhagavad Gita is speaking about this science of Even if you want to know material things, Bhagavad Gita will reveal it. So, depending on our consciousness, the past life, we get a certain body, and that body has certain senses, and we can enjoy how we wanted. For example, somebody likes surfing and canoeing, but you can't do that in a human body. You have to have a boat, then you have an oxygen tank when you go down, then you have to come back out to sleep. You can't sleep in the water. So when the desire is so great, then nature gives the body where you can remain in the water. You don't have to go out. You can breathe in the water. You'll be given special lungs, special eyes, special mouth. It's called a fish body, basically. So we are given why? Because we desired it. Actually, we desired it. It's not a punishment or anything. It's up to our desire. So we're given that body. Then we can try and enjoy in the water like we tried. But you could not in human form. But you can now. And so it's not really happiness. It's what we desired. So the spirit souls, being spiritual, actually can never get happiness in material environment. Because matter and spirit can never mix. Matter and spirit do not mix. As a soul, if I have to be happy, I have to be happy spiritually. As a soul, if I want to be in an environment where I'll be satisfied, that has to be a spiritual environment. Basically, I have to be spiritualized. Bhagavad Gita is saying this. I have to be spiritualized. Then we'll be happy. And therefore, body can never give happiness. Real happiness cannot come from the body because the body is material. And we are known as Tatastha Shakti, spiritual energy of Krishna. We are part of Krishna. We have a spiritual form. So the body, we are not the body. What is the proof we are not the body? Since we are young, the body was small, then the body gets bigger and completely changes. If we meet in 40 years, we'll not recognize each other. We may, but we won't, because the body kept changing. But although we are seeing the mirror and we are seeing that my body is changing, and maybe someone we met when we were 2 years old will not recognize us because we have a different body. But there's something which is not changing, our identity. Someone 60 years old wants to run up the stairs, but he can't. He has a different body, cannot run now. He wants to eat a lot, but he can't. The body is not cooperating. The body changes, but the person is the same. So body keeps changing, person is the same. Then I realize that I'm not the body because it changes, but I'm not changing. I'm the same person. Now I'm Murari. I was Murari 20 years ago, 30, 40 years ago. I was the same person. The part which is not changing, that is the soul, that is my identity. This body will end up dying. And when the body dies, then everyone will look at us and say, he has gone. Has he gone? The body is there. Whole body is lying in front of you. No, he's gone. They understand something has gone. Not the body, something went. Then they realize, oh, he's not the body. Because the body is there, he's not there. At that second, it's called Shmasan Vairagya. In the grave, when someone's being burning heart, the crematorium, there you get some kind of Vairagya. When you're seeing the body burning, oh, that body, I thought that's my friend. We were talking, now it's being burnt. But he's not there. I can understand he has gone. Then we realize I'm not the body. I'm the soul. He was not the body. But then you leave the crematorium, you forget everything. Back to Maya. So actually, the identity of the soul is that he's not the body. So if I make the body happy, I'll not be happy. I can't be happy by making the body happy. I am a spirit soul. Spirit soul has to be spiritualized in a spiritual environment with spiritual activities. What gives us happiness? It's called rasa. Ras. In Shastra, everything gives us a ras. Now, why do people go walking in the park early in the morning on Sunday? They get a rasa from it. Some ras, some happiness. Okay. Others, they take a dog and take care of the dog and they have some relation with that. And that they're getting a rust from that. Other people, they go skiing on the mountain. They're getting rust from that. Everything we get a rust. There are two types of rasa. Who can say? What is rasa? Two types. That experience I get from activities can be two types. What is that? Spiritual and material, correct. Happiness, rasa, I can get either from matter or from spirit. Now I can get material rasa. That means I see a movie, some rasa, some happiness. Oh, I can get a spiritual rasa. That means in a very nice kirtan or taking darshan of a deity or taking prasad or anyway, there are different spiritual activities by which I can get some kind of happiness, rasa, or a spiritual or material activity. So this is called rasa. So now the jiva is seeking that rasa. When we say looking for happiness, we are looking for that ruchi, taste. Some are thinking, I'll get it in this country, this job. If I move from JB to Yelahanka, then I'll get it. I'll get that happiness. I'll get that rasa. Or if I change the job, I'll get it. If I change my area of work, I'll get it. Or if I change my roommate, then I'll be happy. So everyone is looking for that rasa. Now but the jada ras cannot work because we are spirit. Because we are spiritual, we have to get chinmaya ras, spiritual happiness. And how does that come? From bhakti. Bhakti rasa. Yeah, I gave the answer. Sorry. Rasa is that kind of happiness, taste, ruchi that we are seeking. Okay, actually prasad is spiritual, is material. No, not prasad. We say bhog. Bhog is before you offer it, it's called bhog. Then you put it in front of the Lord, and according to Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that tadaham upahartam ashnami prayatatmana. If someone offers me fruit, leaf from something, I will accept it. He said, if you offer me, patam pushpam phalam toyam, yome bhakta prayachati. With love, if you offer me anything, tadaham ashnami, tadaham bhakti upahartam ashnami prayatatmana. I will accept it. So we offer everything to Krishna when we cook rice, dal, everything. And so when Krishna accepts it, then it's not anymore material. Then it's spiritual. By seeing, I may see it, that this is same thing. But you know when you taste, that is one thing. Other thing is someone who takes prasad regularly, gradually he becomes spiritual, becomes happy, and awakens his love of God. Okay, and I've seen that a lot in 20 years. I've seen people just taking prasad, and I've seen people families living at home, they start to offer, whole family's consciousness changes. So this is proof that it's something different. And so the rasa, the taste we are seeking, people are frustrated. Why? Because they are seeking on the wrong platform. We are seeking on the material platform. Material is trying to be happy. Material food, material music, material dancing, material outing. It will not fully satisfy because we are spiritual. We have to get spiritual rasa. Okay, so how do we do that? The way to do that, the real happiness comes on the spiritual platform. That means we have to come back on a spiritual platform. The goal of Bhagavad Gita is to spiritualize us, spiritualize our consciousness, purify from the material energy. When that happens, we get happiness. We get such a level of happiness. It's an ocean, and that happiness is permanent. It's not temporary. It doesn't depend on anything. Permanently happy, and that comes by bhakti. Bhakti means the activity done by the bhakta to the bhokta, the enjoyer. So Krishna says, Bhoktaram yagatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram. I am the supreme enjoyer in this world. And also he says, Aham hi sarva yajnanam bhokta cha prabhur evacha. Actually, I'm the only enjoyer of every sacrifice, every activity. This is the natural thing. We are meant to satisfy God. When we satisfy Krishna, this is known as bhakti. When we serve God in any way, for example, I'm reading Bhagavad Gita, or I'm doing kirtan, or I'm hearing a lecture like now, then this is a spiritual activity. Then this removes that covering, material covering, which is covering us. Gradually, if we do this repeatedly, we do bhakti repeatedly, our consciousness opens, we come back to our spiritual nature, and naturally we become happy, we become full of knowledge. We begin to perceive God. When we now come in front of Krishna, we have a certain feeling. But if you come before God or Krishna, after practicing bhakti for a long time, we feel a great attraction and happiness. And that happiness is permanent. It doesn't depend on anything that I have to do or eat. It is internal. Actually, we're all happy by nature, but it's covered. It's like that light. If I put a cover, it's covered. Then if I remove the cover, it's bright. So we are covered by Maya Shakti. This is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Avritam jnanam ethena jnanino. The jnanino, the knowledgeable jiva, avritim jnanam, his knowledge has been covered. Ethena. What is covered in? The Maya Shakti, this material energy. Okay. So now why is Maya covering us? Maya has a duty by Krishna that if the jiva does not want to serve me, he wants to serve himself. Then to fulfill his desire, Krishna's Maya Shakti covers him. When he does that, the jiva forgets, I'm a servant of Krishna. I'm a spirit soul. I have no birth and death. Everything's forgotten. Why? Because he wanted to enjoy separate from God. So now you can do it. Then I realized there's no God, there's nothing. Okay, try to enjoy. But after doing that, continuously, maybe continuously means in one life, a lot, or many lifetimes, then the jiva gradually becomes a little bit tired, fed up. And he starts to wonder, I'm not getting happiness. Birth after birth. We'll not remember the past lives, but we'll remember that I'm not happy. And so then he begins to question. I'm in this world, I'm looking for happiness. Why am I not getting it? I can't understand, And such a jiva, he is said to have gotten jnana, knowledge. Why? Because the fact that he's already becoming detached from this matter and understanding that I'm searching for something, it's not here. So he starts to search maybe through Shastra, Bhagavad Gita, or through spiritual satsang, or spiritual, and that will be very few. Don't be surprised. We have satsang. Why is the hall not full? Generally, people came to escape God. And the ones who want to go back, so they sit and hear, and then they begin to understand. We have to learn the science of God. Bhagavad Tattva Vijnanam. It's called the science of God. Understand who is the jiva, who am I? Why am I not happy? You'll be explained very nicely in Bhagavad Gita that we are covered. Our original senses has covered. Our original consciousness has been covered. So Bhagavad Gita says you have to uncover it. Uncover this happiness. People are struggling very hard in this material for this happiness. Krishna says, Manashashtani Indriyani Prakriti Sthani. Who knows the shlok? Karashati. Manashashtani Indriyani Prakriti Sthani Karashati. Karashati is a Sanskrit word meaning hard struggle. People are struggling hard for this happiness. They work hard. They do different things to accumulate money or education just to get happiness. So Krishna says the nature of this material world is we will suffer. We'll struggle for happiness. So Manashtani Indriyani. Indriyani means senses. All our senses and our mind, they make us struggle. Why? Because they're demanding. And our job is we have to satisfy them. I want this food. I want this. I want that. I want to live like this. I want this thing, that thing. And we cannot say no because senses are powerful. Balavan Indriya Gramam. Vidvam Samapi Karshati. Senses are powerful. You cannot refuse them. You cannot. You have to just agree. And so we become a slave of 6 masters. Mind and 5 senses. People struggle because they don't have knowledge that happiness we are seeking is not here. Whole life people are searching. They didn't get it. They'll not get it. But then how do we be happy? The jiva has to begin to connect to Krishna. And this is called bhakti. Bhakti means we gradually begin to connect to God through chanting holy names of God. Someone like he has a mala. That mala, by the mala we chant Hare Krishna mantra. And then not food, we take prasadam, food offered to God. And we also sing and dance. But the singing is chanting names of God and his lila, his guna, roop. And we'll sing and we'll dance, sometimes 3-4 hours. If you went to Rath Yatra anytime. or any festival. We also dance, we sing, we enjoy very tasty preparations after offering to Krishna. If you do this repeatedly and read Bhagavad Gita and hear Bhagavad Gita, gradually we become spiritualized. Then naturally we become happy. And then such a person, you see, gradually he detaches from all sinful things, and naturally he becomes detached from matter, material things. And then he's not a servant of his senses. A servant of his senses is known as Godas, because Go means senses. Godas. And a master of senses is known as Goswami. Goswami, master of the senses. So one who is in bhakti gradually gets control of mind and senses. They are not controlling him. He's in control because his happiness has come. He does not need to use the senses to get that happiness. He's already happy. So this is the science of how to be happy. Bhagavad Gita gives the answer. First of all, we have to understand our identity and engage on the spiritual platform. Otherwise, this rat race will not end. Have you seen rat race? They have in Europe. They'll put all the rats, lift it up, and everyone is betting, placing the bet. And one rat is written number 1, number 2, number 3. They are running, and then they're running. They put some food at the end. Rat race. How different is that than if you go on Ring Road and see these people running in the cars, scooter? This is a rat race every day, running. Where are you running? Running for happiness. Did you get it? No. Tomorrow I'll get it. Again, running. Go back, run back. Okay, did you get it? No. And one thing with the rats, they're all trying to enter one hole together. So they're all trying to enter one bus, one train. It's difficult. So it's known as rat race. We don't have to live like that. If we begin to understand our nature, then we become happy. Anyone can understand. Many people sometimes become very frustrated. They understand, oh, let me go to God. But don't wait for that. They suffer something very big depression. Then they turn to God. Because then they understand. But, or at old age, they turn. But it requires practice. This is something that should be done at a young age. Shastra says, Kaumaram acharit pragyo dharman bhagavataniha. Actually, pursuit of dharma and understanding these topics of spirituality is meant to be done from Kaumara. Kaumara means young age, youth. Because then mind is sharp, intelligence is sharp, senses, body is strong, and we can do bhakti, we can do something. We can actually endeavor to advance. And so this should be the goal of one's life. Okay, other things we are doing, we continue to do. We are all engaged in different activities. We do that. But that's not the focus. Focus now is spiritual life. At the same time, we continue in our normal life. So we should understand the science of God, science of Krishna, Krishna Tattva. This is explained in Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and many small books that we have in ISKCON. Read these books, understand your position, then you'll know how to act, how to live. Also, we have this chanting, the japa. This japa gradually cleans our consciousness, makes us spiritualized. Everything we are saying is quoted in the Shastra. Even this mantra of Krishna, the Mahamantra, and in Kali Yuga especially, it's given that Kalautad Hari Kirtana, that in age of Kali to be happy, we have to do Hari Kirtan. Hari Kirtan means chanting Hare Krishna mantra. Iti Shodashakam Namnam Kali Kalma Shanashanam. These 16 words will destroy influence of Kali Yuga. Natta Paratarupai Sarva Vedeshu Drishyate. There is no other higher process by searching all the Vedas that we can get just by chanting Hare Krishna. This is given in the Kali Santran Upanishad. Okay, so simply we have to come on the spiritual platform and practice spiritual life. That will bring us happiness. That is spiritual happiness. So the topic is material versus spiritual. Material happiness is a myth, mithya, non-existent. There's nothing like that. It's a myth means something they're saying, but it's not true. There's a myth that we'll be happy through matter. It's not possible. But spirituality, that is the true happiness. Okay, Hare Krishna. Any questions? Yes, Kanako. Yeah, that. Yeah.
So they are marginal. It's explained that the Maya Shakti.
Yeah. Yeah, Maya Shakti is known as the material energy. That is called Bahir Anga Shakti. Yes. So now in Vishnu Purana it says, Vishnu Shakti Para Prokta. Vishnu's energy, spiritual. Kshetragya Tatapara. The Jiva is also spiritual. Avidya Karma Samgyanya Tritiya Shakti Ishyate. The third energy is personified by Durga, Mother Nature, material nature. She is in charge of the whole material world. And everyone knows that. That's why they worship her, to get material benedictions. One can do that. But it perpetuates birth and death in the material world. So, material energy you're asking, that is Durga. In English, we say Mother Nature. Maya Shakti, Maya Devi. It's here in this chart. Maya, form of Durga, Maya. Her job is to delude living entities with the material energy. So Maya Shakti, she's the personification of that energy. One who does bhakti comes under Radha or Lakshmi if you're worshipping in Narayan or Krishna. And one who is trying to enjoy the material world comes under Durga, under Maya. And Maya Shakti's nature is to suffer. Avidya karma samgyanya. Yaye kshetragyasa veshrita nirpasaviga samsara tapana kilan avapnoti atra santatan. That this jiva who has taken shelter to trying to enjoy this material world, he is samsara tapan akilan. He's engaged in all kind of suffering in the material world. Suffering means trying to use material nature for my enjoyment. But it all changes when I begin bhakti. Then I use the matter to serve Krishna. I take the food, I'm cooking for Krishna, not me. And the music, I glorify Krishna with instruments. When we come to that stage, then we don't suffer. Then we're not under Durga, we come under Radha or Lakshmi. Yes. One more question. Light is covered. Yeah, that example.
Basically, like the soul is covered.
Yes, correct. Yeah, soul gets covered. That means the soul is not exhibiting his spiritual nature because he gets covered by the Maya Shakti. And then he takes a ahankar. Ahankar means false identity. We have a true identity that is called ego. Then ahankar, false ego. So the covering we get, it covers our spiritual nature. And everyone has a different covering. Therefore, we all think differently. Animal has a very thick covering. And plants have an extremely thick covering. You cannot see the consciousness at all. So when we are very sinful, we'll take a plant life. Then it will gradually come and take higher beings till we take birth as an animal, then a human. So that is called ahankar, basically, that covering. It destroyed by bhakti, the ahankar gets destroyed. Yeah.
So by bhakti, the cover is ahankar.
Yeah, in Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna incarnated as Lord Kapila. So there he's saying one shloka that bhakti is like a fire which burns up the past sinful karma that we have to suffer. We'll not suffer. That's destroyed, and the ahankar covering on the soul is destroyed. So when these things get destroyed, then the true spiritual nature comes through the practice of bhakti.
So person
Sorry again.
a person dies, the soul carries.
Yeah. Now at death, Bhagavad Gita says in chapter 15 that when the person dies, the actual body dies, then inside the body there's a sukshma sharir, subtle body. Subtle body consists of mind, intelligence, and ahankar. So all our thoughts, all our sinful life, desires, everything is carried to the next body through the ahankar. It says Vayu Gandha Nivashayat. Just like wind carries smell, so our mind, depending on our desire, ichha karma, will take us to another body. It could be animal or plant, depending on our activities in this life. What did we do? Then we'll get that body. Omkar, 1 second. Yeah, so there it's like that. Just be ready to press stop. Wait. So not now. Yeah. So yeah, you understood. So yeah, that all the thoughts are taken. Yeah, it's explained very nicely in Bhagavad Gita. How the soul enters another body, takes all the desires and everything. And then in the next body, we prepare what we wanted in our past life to enjoy it. So we then enjoy in that way in that body. That was our design.
Intelligence is the knowledge part.
Intelligence is basically, you see, the person has a mind, intelligence, senses. Okay. Intelligence is next door neighbor to the consciousness. That means consciousness has some desires that is resting in the mind, repository of all desires. Then the intelligence will make a plan how to do that, how to enjoy, or what to do. And then we'll use the mind and body, the senses and body to enjoy that. So intelligence is the buddhi that makes the plan how I'll enjoy or how I'll serve Krishna, depending on your inclination. Yeah. That is intelligence. Hare Krishna. Okay, any questions? New people. All right. Okay, Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.